And welcome to our Dharma night, which is part of our Yoga Foundation course.
And I know how much you appreciate a good pair of swim glasses. What do you think of these?
Close enough to see.
Those are sick. You look like Theo Vaughn.
Neil Vaughn.
Neil Vaughn.
Neil Vaughn?
Yeah, you look like Theo Vaughn.
Theo, I don't know who that is.
Person.
Theo Vaughn, person.
These are Serengeti aviators.
Yeah, you want to trade? Those look sick.
Yeah, and one thing I really like about them is that they're, what do you call it when it's brighter out?
Yeah, yeah, I got a pair of those. Yeah, those are polarized, but like a different. It relaxes the eye.
Yeah, that's not the polarized part. It's the part where when it's brighter, they get darker, and when it's darker out, they get lighter.
You're right. It's not called polarized. I know what you're talking about, and I have that on my lenses. I was talked into it, and it was huge.
What's the name of your glasses?
Robert Mark.
Let's see yours. You got them there? I might trade with you.
Yours are a little more wild and free. Mine are a little more classic.
Yeah, those are just not the aviator style. They're like very nice, round,
Well, thank you.
darker.
I got that same thing though. Like I can barely see you now on the screen, but yeah, they're incredible outside.
Now, should we ask everything they want to talk about? Since they're Dharma night people.
I'd like to ask you questions first.
Okay.
That's all right. When you think of Nityananda and your connection to him now and how you worked with him earlier, what do you think of, or what did you receive from Nityananda?
You mean
It could be like what I'm sort of fishing for is it could be where you can describe a state or something that you're able to realize in yourself or digest in yourself.
yeah, the state of Nityananda is like completely neutral. And you see that in statues of the Buddha, the eyes are cast down. Yogis call it 12 fingers. But with Nityananda, it's so strong and pronounced, and then practicing Rudra circulation with them, you end up making your own psychic flesh in that neutral way. And that's exactly what I experienced from Nityananda. I mean, I'm Dick Drennan from Birmingham, Alabama, and yet my state is the state of Nityananda.
And what about Zekuwan?
Well, I would have to say that Zekuwan was a real inspiration for me because of the way he lived. He lived on the outskirts of town in the city dump. He lived on top of the city dump. And then people would come to him and they would wash his feet with water and they would turn into rose water, and then whoever drank that would have a heal. So it was more that inspiration of living on the dump. So in a way, people like us, we live on the dump of life and we transmute it into something something healthy.
Thank you, because I know those two pictures that you worked with. The double breathing exercise.
Yeah,
And when you think of or focus on the mother of Orville, what is she to you or what comes to you? Mother of Orville.
well, first I want to ask Google something. Computer, why did the cow do jumping jacks?
She was practicing her calisthenics.
She was practicing her calisthenics.
Calisthenics, okay. Practicing her calisthenics. So what was that you wanted to know?
When you think of the mother of Orville, what comes to you? What did you receive from her?
Nothing in particular, other than she just seemed, and she was inspiring to me just as she was. But there was a story about her that was very interesting. I met a man when I was running Yogi Bhajan's ashram in Palo Alto. I met a man who had just come from their place, Oroville, and the mother would often stand on the balcony, like
Here.
we have a picture of her here. Yeah, you see she's on the balcony here and she's holding the railing of the balcony. And so this one fellow went over there and stood underneath her and his kundalini rose when he was standing underneath her on the balcony. So when he came back home, his kundalini didn't stay up. And so he started doing extreme hot and cold bathing to see if he could get his kundalini up again. And what ended up happening is that he ended up drowning in the bathtub. So I have that story about the mother. She's potent, sure.
Yeah. And the thing I always remember you telling me about her is she's the one who said, bring the highest light.
Oh, yeah.
Deepest darkness.
That's thanks for remembering that, because that I just thought that said it all about why we're here. We're here to transform external beings. She's the only one that said that. Everyone else was focused on internal. And of course, that's important. But if you stop there, you haven't really done the heart, done the work of the heart, the Maha.
Yeah, she said, bring the highest light into the deepest darkness and
Transform external being. Yeah, that's right.
This is a little like, you know, those interviews of the filmmakers or the actors and somebody saying, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite? But I'm wanting to extract this connection because of all these beings, you know, who saw things to me. And so that's the little game I'll throw here. And how about Ananda Mayana?
Well, again, more just the inspiration of the being she was. But there's an interesting story about her. I think I've said this once on Dharma Night. When she was living in a temple, a temple where she lived, she was married, and her husband would bring her meal, and then she would tell him, when he offered her the meal, she would tell him to throw it on the floor because she did not want to be the arrogant one. She wanted to show the humility of eating like a dog. So that's inspiring.
How about Upper Ramdas and Krishna? Either separately or together?
I just think together they're really inspiring as a couple, because he came to him as a student, and then she gradually evolved into an awake being, and then they just balanced the male and female and offered that balance to everybody. And I know we were really inspired by them to be like that.
Yeah, in the screen, they're just right over his shoulder. You know, it's one of the pictures that I've been sending to the group. And then Ramakrishna and Purana Devi.
Same deal. Same deal. Yeah, she came to him as I think she was 17 years old, and they married her to him, and they were married, and he became an awake being, and they just served like that together.
About Dr. Ilham Sir. Who was your initiator as Dharma minister?
Yeah. Nothing comes to mind other than just the inspiration of the state that he lived in. He was a beautiful calligrapher. I think we have some of this calligraphy around here. Oh, that's what we have in there. It's a calligraphy he made of my place in the lineage of the Buddha. So I'm under him, and then all the lineage beings back through the original 13 disciples and to the Buddha himself. So that was quite an honor to receive that.
What about Chogyam Trungpa?
Well, he's a master of crazy wisdom, and he was very focused on living outwardly in the same style of neurotic people that would come to him. And then inwardly, he would just be in that perfect neutral state and showing people that no matter how neurotic they were, they could attain that themselves. So I think that was very special about Trungpa.
And how would you sum up, I know you got to see a lot about kind of the evolving.
Well, being in a. That's decent, right?
Yeah, like it's,
So being in a, being able to be in a personal relationship with him and see training from him for 12 years is a great gift I got from Yogi Bhajan.
and the three treasures.
Hmm?
The three treasures that we talk about, the yoga, and his teaching, creation principle, golden formula, and I think
Yes.
they said he's the source of that.
Do they practice the three treasures?
We've been talking about it today in class. We reintroduced ourselves to them and had a little discussion about how we are doing.
Got a very nice protein powder today from Amazon. It's made out of nose to tail of animals. With all the organs too.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Powder.
What company?
Huh?
Company.
What's the company? What is it?
It's sitting in the counter in there, or I could just send you the link.
Yeah.
Send you the link.
When I was in San Francisco, I had Cabeza Super Tacos.
Cerveza,
Cabeza.
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 What's the
Yeah, head.
Say again?
cow head?
Cow head.
Mm.
Really good.
Never had cow head, I've had tongue.
Highly recommend it.
I've got another meeting in mind, EJ Gold.
Well, EJ Gold is such a wonderful presenter of fourth way teaching, Gurjeet. And I went to see him because Swami Jim Vittori, who introduced me to Rudy's work, wanted me to take him to meet people. So we got in my car and we drove around and we met a few people. And one of them was EJ Gold, and we stayed with him for a while, for a few hours. And he gave us, he gave me a beautiful line drawing of the yum that Rudy had given with the hole for serving from the kitchen. You know where I mean? Where is it now?
That one has to be stung. I don't know that is.
Well, it's very valuable to somebody, so I'd love to find it. Put it there. And I'm riding my bike now twice a day, which is great on a full 15-mile ride. It's not improving my leg, but it is really good for my health.
This is a stationary bike, correct?
No, I'm off the stationary bike and for 4 days now. I've been riding twice a day, 3 of them, on my Super 73 Mojave Obsidian.
Wow. Pretty spectacular recovery, Isa.
What?
Say that's a pretty spectacular recovery.
I agree. I'm very pleased about it. So Clint, what are you going to do with that beautiful Super 73 seat I sent you?
I'll put it on a Brooklyn right now. I'm feeling like a little break on the bike. Maybe it's the time for you to be on the bike. I'm just feeling my body out, not riding. This is the first time in a long time that I've not been on a bicycle.
Okay.
And I'll put it on the Brooklyn and start to ride again. It feels different not having a commute, not riding.
You're not selling the Brooklyn or the Mojave or the Malibu anymore.
All right.
You're only selling those adventure series.
Which means I'll be able to find a Brooklyn maybe cheap.
Maybe. Really hard to find a used Brooklyn. I've never seen one. Never seen a Brooklyn or a Miami or Malibu or a Mojave for sale, used.
All right.
The entry level ones,
I see the entry levels here around town. I haven't seen a Brooklyn.
All right, well, thank you guys for showing up, and we'll be here tomorrow night, and we look forward to seeing you then too. You're both very loyal to Dharma night. Much appreciated.
Appreciate you too, Isa. Love you.
Oh, thank you. And there's something special, very special happening tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I wonder
Yeah.
what that could be.
What?
all sorts of interesting things happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what,
One really good thing is I'm expecting chocolate chip cookies in the mail.
Oh,
Sharon Kaminsky.
who?
Sharon Kaminsky up in Oregon.
Oh.
So I'll be on the lookout for those.
Oh. So I wish you. Hey,
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 computer, turn off